Hello, we're Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile, and welcome to Boots to Reboots. In today's therapy session, we're going to a dance academy.
But Andy, I've never been good at dancing.
True, we got 2 left feet.
All of these shitty remakes, is there a single gem? They did it right already. Kill the candle to them. Which any app we watching was personality. One thing's for sure, good people, we got some movies to see. We got boots to read, stop ready to stop that shit. We got boots to read, stop ready to stop that shit.
The original 1977 Suspiria is an Italian supernatural horror film directed by horror legend Dario Argento, who co-wrote the screenplay with then-girlfriend Daria Nicolodi. Argento was inspired by stories of her grandmother, who said she fled a German music academy because they were secretly practicing witchcraft.
Today, they call it Pilates.
The original stars Jessica Harper as a New York ballet student who transfers to a prestigious dance academy in Germany, but after a series of brutal murders, realizes the academy is a front for a coven of witches.
Just like those Tupperware parties.
The film is the first of the 3 Mothers trilogy, including Inferno and The Mother of Tears. Suspiria was well received by critics for its visual and stylistic flair, use of vibrant colors, and its score by Argento and the progressive rock band Goblin. Argento designed the film to resemble an acid trip. Suspiria, which translates to sighed or whispered, is considered one of the scariest movies of all time, some calling it the closest a filmmaker has come to capturing a nightmare.
Those people have never seen the Canadian movie Things.
That's human blood, all right.
Suspiria is recognized as one of the most influential films in the horror genre. So somebody decided to remake it. The 2018 remake of Suspiria is directed by Luca Guadagnino with a screenplay by David Kajanik. A remake was first announced in 2008 after Luca had acquired the rights. He offered the film to David Gordon Green, director of the new Halloween trilogy, but that project was eventually canceled. In 2015, Luca decided to direct, describing his version as a homage to the original rather than a straightforward remake. He stated, "It's impossible to remake Argento's film."
And yet, here we are.
So let's cross the remake of Suspiria off the list and see if it deserves the boot. Set during the same year the original was made, we meet dancer Patricia Hingle, played by Chloe Grace Moretz. She reveals the school's matrons are a coven of witches to her psychotherapist, Dr. Joseph Klemperer.
And you think they can hear you now?
Andy, there's something off about that old man.
Little buddy, that's no man. It's Tilda Swinton after they remove all the makeup.
Sie werden mich schlachten und meine Fotze vom Teller fressen.
What kind of a school is this? And where do I register?
After Pat mysteriously disappears, we meet Susie Bannion, a Mennonite girl from Ohio, played by Dakota Johnson, known for 50 Shades of Grey. Susie arrives in West Berlin to audition for the Markos Dance Company.
But you really shouldn't be here at all. Do you understand?
What I'm told, walking into Chuck E. Cheese. In the original, we see Pat attacked by Robin Williams. Me every year, waiting for Spirit Halloween to open. Pat is stabbed and dragged to the roof of the apartment building before being thrown through the skylight. This kicks the original off with a bang, and the visuals are excellent. Susie befriends Sarah Sims, played by Mia Goth, while her dancing attracts attention from artistic director and choreographer Madame Blanc. She's good, but she's no Napoleon Dynamite. During a rehearsal, Olga feels the matrons are responsible for Patricia's disappearance and accuses them of witchcraft.
I yell the same thing when I'm tossed out of the strip club.
Olga attempts to flee the school, only to become trapped in a room of mirrors. Meanwhile, Susie volunteers for the lead and performs for Madame Blanc, proving her dance moves can kill.
Now she's starting to look like a girl named Olga.
That happened to me at a wedding. Doing the chicken dance.
Well, she definitely tore something up on the dance floor. The matrons find Olga and drag her away with large meat hooks. I do that with the automatic doors at the grocery store. Madame Blanc learns more about Susie. She left religion behind in Ohio and once traveled to New York to see Blanc dance.
What did it feel today to dance folk in front of the one who made it?
It felt like what I think it must feel like to fuck.
You mean to fuck a man?
Was thinking of an animal.
An animal? Did Trent Reznor see this dance? In a flashback, we see Susie's religious mother smashing her hand with an iron after catching her flicking the bean.
Why? Push that button, and every girl prays to God.
The police come to question the matrons about Patricia's disappearance.
Dann eine Person namens Blanc?
Das bin ich.
She's Blanc? How many makeups is Tilda Swinton wearing?
Little buddy, she's lying. At the same time, Susie and Sarah are going through Pat's file, and Susie catches the matrons laughing at the police officer's nightstick. Hopefully the law doesn't hold that against them. Later, Susie is told to improvise a dance, which Markos can feel from below. Quiet! What do I live under a dance studio? Having found their vessel, Susie becomes Blanc's protege and the lead dancer in Volk.
Higher! Higher! Higher!
I've seen better dancing lessons between Warwick Davis and Johnny Depp.
Fucking give me passion.
Meanwhile, Klemperer becomes suspicious of the matrons and seeks Sarah's help at a restaurant.
Thank you for caring for Patricia, but I hope you don't come again.
She stormed out because who eats dinner at 2 p.m.? At the academy, the matrons conspire against Susie, while Miss Griffith checks the sharpness of a knife with her neck.
Unlike the knife, the conversation was pretty dull.
Sarah discovers a way into the inner sanctum where the coven holds their rituals. She takes one of the hooks and brings it to Klemp, who mentions a trio of witches who once roamed Earth.
Mother Tenebrarum, Mother Lacrimarum, and Mother Suspiriorum.
AKA the Mothers of Darkness, Tears, and Sighs. You know what? I'm the mother of hotness, beers, and thighs. Ew, Mother, you don't even have a body. Never mind.
Not good for them to know that you have it.
Score! He's got a new back scratcher. In the original, Sarah discovers Pat's notes are missing, and she flees when an unseen assailant enters the room. Sarah is cornered in the attic, but escapes through a small window.
Me, trying to untangle my slinky.
Being tangled allows the killer to strike.
And that is why I stopped using a straight razor. To shave my nuts.
What in the Japanese bondage knots is this? I just got a DM from an army hammer. On the opening night of Volk, Sarah returns to the sanctum and finds Patricia, her body decayed and withered.
How producers see women over the age of 25.
Holes magically manifest in the floor as the performance begins.
Before the show, she was told to break a leg.
Sarah, discovered and healed by the matrons, emerges to dance looking like she's possessed by Pazuzu. However, it's not always fun to stay at the YMCA, and she collapses in pain. Only one thing can save this performance. The Macarena. After the performance, Susie and Blanc speak, using telepathy.
Tu ne me laisses pas choisir, parce que tu m'aimes.
Choose what? What to watch on Netflix? While dining out with the matrons, all the dancers sing and laugh, except Blanc and Susie.
We gotta be more subtle than that. I don't want them to know that we're thinking of...
Scared by what he saw at the academy, Klemperer disposes of the hook.
Like Austin, throwing the belt off the bridge.
I'll see you a little bit later.
Oh my! No! There goes the belt!
Klemp returns to his cottage, where he finds Anka, his wife who went missing during the Holocaust. Anka is played by Jessica Harper, Susie in the original, who came out of a 16-year retirement. Anka reveals that she fled and escaped. The couple walk together, but Anka disappears and Klemp discovers that he's been led back to the academy. Hands off, ladies! He's a married man! Susie is led to the Red Room, where she finds the matrons, a whimpering Klemperer, and the bewitched dancers. Oh, thank God. I'm not the only one who plays Naked Twister in their basement. I'm starting to see why Marcus needs a new body.
Her current one is much too sexy.
In this scene, Tilda Swinton plays Blanc, Klemperer, and Marcus. Like I tell Evil before dinner, would you leave some roles for the rest of us? Sarah, Patricia, and Olga are gutted, but Blanc attempts to stop the ritual and save Susie. Enraged, Marcos says, "Look at the flick of the wrist."
Now that is a severance package.
Susie accepts her fate as Marcus's vessel, only to reveal she's the reincarnated Mother Suspiriorum.
Mother Suspiriorum.
I am she.
Andy, is Susie a heel or a baby face?
It's unclear, but maybe her mother knew something was wrong.
My daughter. She's my sin. She's what I smeared on the world.
Did Mommy know, or was she crazy? Is this a Rosemary's Baby situation? Is that why little Susie was drawn to Germany? So many questions. Susie summons Death Incarnate to cleanse the company of Marcus and her followers.
Death really needs a breath mint.
What's going on in there?
50 Shades of Red, Jerry. Giddy up.
That's the darkness inside me as well.
Much like the Red Sea, this sequence is choppy and nauseating. Patricia, Olga, and Sarah die peacefully at Susie's hand.
What do you ask?
I ask for my insides to be back inside. Meanwhile, Klemperer is released in a state of confusion. I think all of us are.
He acts like he's never been to a naked satanic ritual before.
Miss Vendegast then discovers Blanc is alive.
Tilda does have a neck like a giraffe.
In the original, Susie stabs Marcus and flees the school as it implodes.
School's out, baby!
In the epilogue, Susie, now Mother Suspiriorum, visits Klemperer to apologize.
I regret what my daughters did to you.
Yet, I don't see a single fruit basket. She reveals that his wife, Anka, died in a concentration camp. Before leaving, Mother Suspiriorum causes him to have a seizure, erasing his memories.
Could she erase my memories of Tilda Swinton's saggy sack?
While the original Suspiria was Argento's highest grossing film in the United States, the remake made only $7.6 million worldwide. According to Luca, it made absolutely nothing. It was a disaster at the box office. The screenwriter admitted to not being a fan of the original film, so he took a more practical approach, doing a lot of research on witchcraft, the time period, and feminist politics.
It's about equality and being pretentious.
The writer chose to set the film in 1977, the year the original film was released, during the series of terrorist events known as the German Autumn. The film tries to explore themes of generational guilt in Germany with this historical backdrop, but it doesn't quite connect. The focus should have been on the themes of motherhood, with Blanc versus Susie's mother, and that perversion of power.
Like, why do I have to go to bed? It's still light out.
Although the original is set at a dance academy, there's very little dancing. In the remake, I like the idea of the witches using dance to transmit spells. They're able to hide in plain sight and influence the public without them knowing it. The stylized dance sequences are one of the highlights of the movie. They were all professional dancers except for Dakota Johnson and Mia Goth, who trained 8 hours a day for 8 weeks. The remake score was composed by Radiohead singer Tom York, his first feature film score. It's effective, but didn't really leave a lasting impression. Most film scores wouldn't, compared to the original's beautiful and haunting music. Those are the most whimsical sliding doors I've ever heard. The effects were done by makeup artist Mark Coulier, who previously worked on Clive Barker's Nightbreed and Candyman adaptations. Most of the gore effects were practical, and they did a fantastic job, Olga's death scene being the highlight. However, Tilda in old man makeup was a bit distracting. It's great that Tilda had so much to do, but Chloe Grace Moretz is wasted.
It's time for a hit girl movie.
Everything about the original is loud. Look at that wallpaper! However, unlike the original, which used lavish colors, Luca conceived the visuals in Suspiria as winterish and bleak. I miss the look, but how hard can you rip on a movie for not using gels? The remake of Suspiria does have some interesting visuals and is well acted and choreographed. The set design was beautiful, but the story was unfulfilling. It's too well crafted to brush off, but too bloated to enjoy. The remake is an hour longer than the original, and feels it. All the German Autumn and Klemperer stuff could easily be cut.
Like a throat in a Giallo movie.
The remake definitely is not for everyone, and has issues with the plot, pacing, and runtime. However, there is enough here that makes it worth a watch. The reboot of Suspiria follows my reboot rule. Take the one-sentence synopsis of the original, girl goes to school run by witches, and do something new with it. Therefore, the remake of Suspiria is safe. We've been Andy, the Maniacal Cinephile.
Thanks for liking and subscribing.
We'll see you next time.
Oh, God. I can't get free.